Grade 9 Unit 10 Electrolysis. So first initially we are going to do an activity about this electrolysis. First aim to identify the electricity can be conducted through any substances in liquid state. We are going to see whether the electricity can be conducted through a substance in liquid state or in solution. So you know the difference between liquids and solutions. Liquids means the pure substance. Now we say distilled water or pure substance is the liquids. Now we say kerosene, the alcohol liquid. So those are liquids. Solutions means you earlier studies the homogeneous mixtures. The solutions means now when you dissolve salt with water, salt solution. So there are two substances are there, salt and the water. Those are solutions. But liquid is a single substance, pure state. So to identify the electricity can be conducted through any substance in liquid state. So you are going to do an experiment. So what you do, you have to take the solution or a liquid here in a vessel. So this liquid or a solution we call electrolyte. So which substance through you are sending electricity, that is the electrolyte. So the electrolyte you can use liquid or a solutions, and two electrodes are there. Electrodes we can use carbon, that means graphites, carbon rods, or a metals you can use. Metals or carbon rods can be used as an electrodes, and that means they can conduct electricity. Metals can conduct electricity. In non-metals, carbon can conduct electricity. After that we are connecting those two electrodes with a battery. Battery means there are many cells included. Now for the electrolysis we have to use about 2 or 3 electric cells. Altogether we say battery. So here the ammeter is fixed in the circuit to identify whether the current is flowing. When the current flows, what happens? The ammeter shows deflection. That means the ammeter shows reading. The needle turns. So here we are going to fix a ammeter to see whether the current is flowing through it. So here two electrodes are there. So the electrodes, there are two electrodes. One is positive electrode, negative electrode. So how we can identify that? This is the plus terminal of the battery. Last year you studied this line is plus and the short line is minus. So the positive terminal of the battery is connected to positive electrode. The same way negative terminal of the battery connected to negative electrode. Positive to positive, negative to negative. So from these terminals of the battery you can identify the positive electrode and the negative electrode. Positive with positive, negative with negative. So the two electrodes are there. The electrolysis, they name this positive electrode anode and the negative electrode cathode. But in the grade 9 that is not needed. You have to learn positive and negative electrodes. So here what happened, there are many liquids and solutions you are using for this experiment. So you can notice for some electrolytes the ammeter shows reading. That means some electrolytes can conduct electricity. Some solutions or liquids can conduct electricity. So if the ammeter is not showing any reading, that means that solution or a liquid do not conduct electricity. So from this experiment we can identify which solutions or liquids can conduct electricity. So here there are some solutions they have given, that is what you call salt solution. They use salt solution, that is salt with water, salt solution, and copper sulfate solution, that is copper with water. Acidified water. Acidified water means 2 or 3 drops of acid added to the distilled water. Distilled water means pure water. 2 or 3 drops of acids you have to add with water, that is acidified water. So those can conduct electricity. When you use these 3 in this experiment, the ammeter deflects. So here the kerosene is a liquid, pure substance, distilled water, that also liquid, sugar solution, sugar with water. When you use these 3, the ammeter does not make deflection. That means these liquids and the solutions do not conduct electricity. So the liquids or solution which can conduct electricity, those are called electrolytes. So in these solutions or liquids, now these 3 are electrolytes because they can conduct electricity. But this is non-electrolytes. Non-electrolytes means they can't conduct electricity. So what is the reason? The electrolytes having mobile ions. Mobile ions you will study later, that is in grade 10. The ionic compounds, the ions should be there, positive and negative ions are here. The ions only conduct electricity in the electrolyte, right? So here the salt solution, copper sulfate solution, acidified water, there are mobile ions. Mobile means the ions can move, so that's why they conduct electricity. But non-electrolytes, no mobile ions, that's why they do not conduct electricity. So from this experiment you can identify whether it is electrolyte or non-electrolyte, right? Instead of ammeter you can use a bulb also. When the electricity conducted, the bulb glows, right? From that also you can identify whether the current is flowing through the circuit. So the ionic compounds in fused state. What is fused state? Fused means melted form. Fused. Now we say salt. Sodium chloride is a salt. So when you heat it, that will melt. That is the fused state. Solutions means you have to dissolve that salt in water. That is the solution. Solution means that is actually a mixture. The 2 or more components combined together. That is the solutions. But fused means liquid state, pure substance. Now example I told you, the sodium chloride is the salt. Salt is normally solid state. So solid state, the ionic compounds in solid state, they can't conduct electricity. So what happened? The ionic compounds in fused state means you have to heat and melt it, or in aqueous solution means you have to add with water and make solution. So these 2 can conduct electricity because these 2 are having mobile ions. But the same ionic compounds in solid state, no mobile ions. Solid state, the ions can't move, right? So the ionic compounds only conduct electricity. Ionic compounds can conduct electricity, that also in fused state or aqueous solution. In the solid state, ionic compounds cannot conduct electricity. In solid states, metals and graphite, that is carbon, can conduct electricity. In the solid state, only the metals can conduct electricity. You know metals, aluminium, sodium, zinc, copper, iron. So the metals can conduct electricity. In the non-metals, graphite means a form of carbon, can conduct electricity. That's why the metals and the graphite we are using as electrodes. So did you understand? The ionic compounds means you know the sodium chloride, right? Ionic compounds only can conduct electricity in fused state or aqueous solution. Fused means you have to heat and melt it. Aqueous solution, dissolve in water, solvent, right? But in the ionic compounds in solid state do not conduct electricity. the metals and graphite in solid state, they can conduct electricity. So this is the experiment to identify the electrolytes and non-electrolytes. So here the changes caused in a solution, right? Now look at here. When electricity is conducted through an electrolyte, the conductors through which the electric current enters the electrolyte and exits are called electrodes. So the current actually flowing in which direction current flows? Plus to minus. Always the current flows plus to minus. So here the current enters inside, here exit. So through electrodes, these are the electrodes. So when electricity enters and exits to the electrolyte, that is electrodes. Carbon and metals can be used as electrodes. The electrodes connected positive terminal of the battery is the positive electrode, negative terminal of the battery, negative electrode. Right, so this you understood. So next experiment activity, here see, we are going to see to study the changes brought about in a solution by an electric current, right? So electric current, actually what is happening here, the change is we are sending electricity to the solution and here the chemical changes are happening. So the electrolysis energy conversion is electricity to chemical energy, electrical energy to chemical energy. We are supplying electricity and making changes in the electrolyte, right? So here we are going to study some changes happen in this solution. So electrolyte, we are taking copper sulfate solution. We are taking copper sulfate solution we are taking. So the electrodes, carbon rods, both are carbon rods electrodes. So here two electric cells are we are using. Ammeter we use to identify the current is flowing or measure the current, and the bulb also connected here, switch, and you know the positive terminal of the battery is connected to positive electrode, negative terminal is connected to negative electrode, right? So what is going to happen? So when you look at this for a while, when you are saying switch on this circuit, the current will pass through this circuit. From the plus, the current pass through this circuit. The copper sulfate is a electrolyte solution, copper sulfate solution. So that is electrolyte. So you can notice some observations. In the positive electrode, gas bubbles evolved. The positive gas bubbles evolved in the positive electrode. So that is actually oxygen gas. How do you identify oxygen gas? When you insert glowing splinter, it relights. When you say bring the glowing splinter, it relights. That earlier you studied, right? So this is gas bubbles evolved in the positive electrode. Next one, you can notice the reddish brown color deposits on this negative electrode. That means copper, the copper in the solution, copper sulfate solution, the copper in the solution deposits on this electrode. Those are chemical changes, right? Copper deposits on this electrode. So when the copper is removed from the solution gradually, the blue color gradually disappears, right? The blue color of the solution, you know, copper sulfate solution is blue, so that gradually disappears. And ammeter also, you can notice the changes, ammeter and the bulb. Actually the changes happen in here, in the chemical substances. The gas bubbles evolve. Observation means you can't say the oxygen gas evolving. You can't indicate the name. You can notice only the gas bubbles. You don't know what is the gas, right? So the observation, you can say the gas bubbles evolve around this positive electrode, reddish brown deposit on the negative electrode. The blue color of the solution, that is, gradually disappears. So this is the color of the solution decreases. So these are the three observations you can notice here. So what is happening when you are sending electricity? These are the some changes happen, chemical changes happen here. So what is the energy conversion? Electrical energy to chemical energy, right? So the chemical change effected by passing electric current through an electrolyte is known as electrolysis. Electrolysis means we are sending electricity through the solution or a liquid and making chemical change. That is the electrolysis. So here actually the carbon, when you keep here carbon electrode or a platinum electrode, the electrodes do not make reaction with electrolyte. But if you use metals here, the metals also react with electrolyte. Metals are highly reactable, so they react with the solution. But if you use carbon or a platinum, they won't react. Therefore, that carbon and platinum we call inert electrodes. Inert means they won't react, right? So this is the experiment here shown. Third one, the electrolysis, the other experiment, electrolysis acidulated water. Acidulated water means you have to take distilled water, very pure water, and add some 2 or 3 drops of acid, because pure water, distilled water does not conduct electricity. That is a non-electrolyte because no mobile ions. But when you add 2 or 3 drops of acids, they can conduct electricity. It becomes electrolyte, right? So here we are taking few drops of, here you can see the experiment. This is the experiment arrangement. You have to take a plastic vessel and here water with little acid, acidulated water. You mix hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid drops, and here 2 electrodes. We are using carbon electrodes here, carbon electrodes, and the electrodes are connected to the electric cells battery. And here when the electricity passes through this electrolyte, gas bubbles evolve. So to collect that gas bubbles, they are using 2 test tubes. They keep inverted over the electrodes, right? So you can notice when the current is passing through this, you can notice in both electrodes gas bubbles evolve. So after the reaction stopped, you can't notice the gas bubbles evolving. When the gas bubbles are collected here, the water level slowly comes down. Initially the water is completely filled these test tubes. When the gas bubbles evolved and collected here, what happened? The water level comes down. So after the reaction is finished, you can notice the gas collected, the volume of gas collected in positive electrode and the negative electrode. The negative electrode, the gas collected twice the volume of here, positive electrode. When you notice here only more gas gets collected. That is the double volume here at B. So actually the B hydrogen gas is collected and the oxygen here, positive electrode collected. Now we say water molecule, we write H2O. There you can notice H2, that is hydrogen is 2, oxygen 1. So the hydrogen oxygen ratio is how much? 2:1. Hydrogen 2, oxygen 1, 2:1. So here also we are sending electricity through water 2 or 3 drops of acids, but mostly water molecule. So what happened when the electricity passes through this water, the water molecule splits into oxygen and hydrogen. H2O gets splitted and it is collected here. So that's why the volume of the oxygen is less than the volume of the hydrogen gas. So you can identify this gas because when you insert glowing splinter, it relights oxygen. Hydrogen, when you bring burning splinter, what happened? It extinguish the fire with a pop sound. That is the identification for hydrogen gas that you studied earlier in grade 8 also. So from that we can identify this is oxygen and the hydrogen gas. So what is happening? Gas bubbles evolve at the electrodes. The volume of the gas collected at the negative electrode is twice the volume of the gas collected at the positive, because negative electrode hydrogen and the positive oxygen. The gas evolved at positive electrode is oxygen. It is tested with glowing splint, right? And the splint reignites. The gas evolved at the negative electrode is hydrogen. A lighter splint is put into it. The gas burns with a squeezy pop sound. So actually what is happening during electrolysis, water is splitted into hydrogen and oxygen. That also chemical change. The electrical energy becomes chemical change. So up to this electrolysis. So next class we are going to study about the application of electrolysis.